Hey guys, I'm Jakub Voracek and you're watching Nasty Knuckles.
You're listening to Nasty Knuckles, the Hockey Outlaws podcast, with your hosts, Derek Nasty Settlemyre and former Philadelphia Flyer enforcer Rielly, as they go behind the scenes with your favorite NHL players. Time to face off.
All right, welcome back. What's happening, Nasty?
What's up, Regarelia? Happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day to you.
Lover, you?
Oh.
My goodness. How's it
You
going,
know
buddy?
that. Pretty good.
I know.
Strong day.
You're a lover, not a fighter.
And that's the
You
truth.
used to be the other way around. Well, you were both.
I was both.
Now you're just a lover.
Yeah.
How
about yours?
Yeah, no, didn't do a damn thing.
No.
Took Elvis to practice.
Spent a little time at the hockey rink?
Spent more time at the rink. Had Elvie finally getting a little better. He's been sick, so took him to practice. He battled through. He looked tired, poor little bugger, but it was a good day. Good day. You know, I didn't receive any chocolates. Or
No, nothing? No roses?
Be my Valentine. I didn't get anything. But it's okay. I have you.
Every day is a
I
Valentine's
have
Day for you.
Debo, you, and Baller.
We're always sending you
And
love.
Elvie. And my daughters.
You're in good.
But anyway, buddy, Sean Couturier.
Yeah. Congrats.
Congrats, Coots. Awesome. It's
about
Very
time.
well deserved. Yeah, it's about time. I guess probably Torch wanted to assess the team. Obviously, not even being funny about it. Like, just watch him for over a year. I know he said he wasn't going to name one this year either, but I think it's a pretty good call. I think you could have gone a couple ways with that. Obviously, but the leadership group, obviously with Lotz being there and Travis Konecny, congratulations to him
Yeah,
as
TK
well.
as well, yep.
I mean, he wears his heart on his sleeve. The way he plays, I mean, it's a no-brainer to me for a guy like TK. But so happy for Coots because he's one of those. He's not the loudest guy, but he plays hard and he plays with emotion and he's good in the room and he settles things down and he's a great player.
Yeah, no doubt.
So I'm happy for him.
Yeah, and I like this announcement at this kind of juncture in the season, right?
Yeah.
It's the Flyers are a legit team.
Yep.
I mean, they're continuing to grow and evolve. 4-game winning streak.
Yep.
I know they had 5-game losing streak there before, but nonetheless, they've been as consistent as you can get throughout a
Yes.
season. Their identity has been created and solidified. So I think adding a captain at this time in place of the season seems fitting. I mean,
Yeah, for
adding
sure.
a captain is announcing a captain, because I don't think anybody expected this season to go like this. And to add a captain, name a captain in the middle of the year when the team is not a playoff contender, it's kind of meaningless. But the reality is they're a legitimate team and they keep proving everyone wrong, and they got an identity and a culture created there. And I think it's a smart move by Torts and the coaching staff and the organization. So
I love it, and the trade deadline is nearing. I think it probably puts away the idea of Travis Konecny being traded. I would think. Now, obviously, anything's probably possible, but I would just hate to see the team get rid of him. I'm not sure how much you could get that replaces a guy like that.
Those guys are hard to come by.
They
The
are.
guys that can score and make plays, compete like a prick.
He just competes.
Just
and he's a
skates,
prick, and I
yeah.
mean it in a good way. Teams hate to play against him. Yes, he's
those
an
are hard to
annoying
come
fuck,
by. Those
but,
guys.
Exactly. It's that type of player is fading, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
But you see it. He's kind of like a Marchand, if you will. That's the way Brad Marchand plays the game, and people love to hate him. But boy, you'd take him on your team in a second.
Yeah.
And TK's the same way, and made the All-Star team this year, which we had already talked about. But nice to see, and like you said, I think it was good timing.
Yeah.
I think it was good timing.
Yeah.
To announce these guys.
Yeah. So. Yeah, I loved it. Loved the announcement. Kind of caught me off guard.
Yeah,
I wasn't expecting that, but
Yeah, Baller broke the news, I think, to everyone.
I think so.
He put it out
reposted
there.
the Flyers.
Or was Debo? Debo, had you awakened yet? When we had a suspension,
I saw
a
that.
5-gamer.
Yeah, did you expect that?
My I didn't expect the hardest slap shot contest in the middle, right at the end of the game. But our good buddy, Ridly Greig, who obviously his dad's a scout for the Flyers, Mark Gregg, good friend of mine and yours. And, it's funny. I talked to Jay Rosehill about it because obviously he's big time in the Leaf Nation there, and they're covering all that. And he just laughed. I sent him a text and he called me and he goes, dude, I love that shit.
Yeah.
He goes, if I'm on the Sens, I'm like, fuck yeah. And if I'm on the Leafs, I'm like, fuck you.
Yeah, totally.
And so it's like the other night when they played their next game, the first touch he had, the fucking place went nuts, I guess. Big applause for Ritter, when he touched the puck. But your thoughts as a player, I kind of know what you would probably say. But for me, obviously I didn't play, but there's a few ways I looked at it. Like maybe Ritter had scored in a while and he's like, he buries it. But I know it's a rivalry there with Toronto and Ottawa. I can't blame Rielly for going at him. I don't think he intentionally cross-checked him in the face.
No?
But I don't think so, man. Like, maybe he did. But, like, why not just grab him and fight, But
yeah.
the Maple Leafs, Reeves is on the bench, so that's not going to happen. But what are your thoughts as a former player?
Well, I kind of agree with Rosie on this. Like, I like both sides of it, right?
Yeah.
I love what Ridley did.
Yeah.
I mean, man, talk about sprinting up the ice. Like, this guy wanted that
He
bad.
wanted it.
I did not expect a bomb at the top of the crease.
clap bomb.
The crease. And be able to not fall into the boards. I'm thinking, I thought he's going to blow a wheel and blow this thing up. But, I mean, yeah, there's a rivalry there. He's passionate. He's a young guy.
Yeah.
Was he thinking about that when he's cruising down the ice? I don't know if he was. But,
Right.
Either way. Was it that big of a deal at the end of the day?
Right.
Probably not, but I understand. Like, if I was Rielly in that situation or their team, I'd be furious too. I'd be like, this is disrespectful. Where's the, where's the
code.
respect?
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
all this stuff, the code, all that. So I understand what Rielly was doing.
Yeah.
Did I expect him to come out guns a-blazing with a cross-check to the face?
Right.
No. I mean, the guy had no penalty minutes.
It's in January. Would he have his first penalty in January?
Yeah, no doubt.
Except for the Lady Bing, for God's sake.
No kidding. So to come out with a nice little cross check to the face was a little bit out of character, it seems like. But again, I see the frustrations. It's an emotional game. No one likes to lose, and certainly no one likes to get it shoved up their ass like that. So,
right.
I didn't think he's gonna get 5 games. I thought maybe 3, but I understand what they're trying to do and set the tone with that. But interesting situation. It's gonna make for some nice future games coming up.
Yeah, well, I was gonna say it might be some fireworks. Might be some fireworks next time they play. And I saw a clip of Brady Tkachuk talking about it, and he obviously loved it.
Oh, of
he's
course
laughing, and he's like, "Well, we're in one." He said something like that, but he kind of said, Ritter, if you know him, like he's just such a good kid, which I've known him since he was a little guy. He is a great kid, great family, obviously, from Mark. And it was funny, they showed Twiggy, his mom Cindy, her nickname's Twiggy, but see her sitting in the stands, and I want to talk to. I haven't talked to Gregory. I just want to be like,
we got to get him on.
Yeah, we have to just to ask him, about that. But I didn't really have a problem with it. But I do understand why you're going after him. But I also said to Rosie, I said, we watch a lot of Rosie's stuff that they're doing. We're kind of affiliated with them. But, it's almost like it's about time they showed some emotion of some sort.
Yeah.
Because they really don't have a lot, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Now, we don't watch the Leafs as much as we're paying attention to the Flyers and our stuff. But anyway, I thought it was kind of funny, and I loved it.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, at the end of the day, it's like you took a slapper on an empty net. Like, really? Like, is it that big of a day? It was a clapper. I mean, full speed clapper.
That's what he said. He might have won the contest at the All-Star game.
Oh, totally.
With that one.
He was guns a-blazing, man.
He sure was. We're going to maybe break some news a little bit later, but I just wanted to touch on Blue Jackets let go Jarmo, their GM, this morning.
Yep.
Could be a surprise to our guest, who was a surprise as well. But did you see it coming?
No, well, I guess, I could say I seen it coming. I seen it coming way back when. You know, I don't know how he. He's dodged a few bullets.
He really has, man, and the team they just can't seem to get it going.
No,
I watched quite a bit of their games, and they're just something's.
He's got to stop the bleeding now.
You have to stop the bleeding, and I guess he's the guy that had to take the fall. So heard nothing but good things about him, though. Honestly, so wish him well, and he had a long run there. In Columbus, been there a while.
Yeah,
so
just survived the whole Babcock.
That's the one where
travesty.
We should maybe get Kami on the phone here. Ask him how he does.
To survive that.
You survive.
You know
that.
he's a good guy to survive that.
Yeah, for sure. Exactly. JD must have just finally been like, all right, look, you had the bulletproof vest on for the Babsy, but we're going to have to do something now. So I guess he's taking over in the interim. So my boy.
Cass. Is he back?
We're back. I don't need to practice.
No, why would he? Just cruise down the right side.
Definitely got to get a hold of him.
Is it official?
Good to see. I saw, he's skating with their minor league, their affiliate in the American League, and he actually was buzzing up and down the ice. I saw a few clips of him. He's like, we've talked about it before, he's like freaking nature, man.
He could take like 2 or 3 years off even and just come out there and just be explosive.
Fly.
Yeah.
So, he looked actually pretty good, but obviously it's a lot different when you get to game situation. But Talk and him are tight, and Talk had really, really good relationship with him. I remember even when he was in Pittsburgh, he honestly said to me, I want to go with Talk in Arizona. And I'm like, you could go somewhere else, probably win. Although they were trying to get into the playoffs there. Talk did a great job there, but Vancouver's a pretty damn good team, and not a bad team to jump on.
Yeah.
You know?
Especially you have a relationship like that with Talk. You want to go where someone believes in you.
Yeah, and he understands Phil's
exactly
quirks.
Right, exactly. Yeah, he's got to let him be probably a little bit, but also keep him. Keep him contained.
I remember I was telling the story because a lot of the kids with the Rebels, they were asking me about him, and I just go to that story when we had Joffrey Lupul on, and he said they started the game, great shift, like 40-second shift. They were all over him, get a good chance, come back to the bench, and Phil goes, just don't think I got it tonight, boys. He had a great shift. It's the first 30 seconds of the game. Baller, maybe you can pull that one, but it was so funny. I don't think I got it tonight.
Imagine writing your game off.
Yeah, right.
First shift of the game, and a pretty solid one.
And a solid one. That's not
good.
Loops just said it was so funny because it wasn't like they had a terrible shift, but it's the first shift, right? Yeah. Your boy Ovi.
He's back.
Is he back?
Well, 6 in a row.
Yeah, I know. I saw one was an empty net. I could be wrong, Baller. And I saw one bounce off a D and go in, but they don't ask how.
That's right. They ask how many.
That's what they ask.
They always ask that.
So 6 straight. Maybe he gets hot. Well, he is
Seems
hot.
Right.
He keeps going.
He's doing something right. Like those dry spells that you get, you're getting the chances. Obviously, he's shooting 7, 8, 9, 10 pucks a game. It's bound to go in. So the fact that they're ricocheting in or finding their way in is not a surprise. It's the way it goes. Not that I would know anything about being a sniper, but that's what I've heard coaching hockey. Men's league. It happens.
Got a pretty cool event coming up. Actually, we have 2 coming up. Maybe we talk about the first one this weekend.
Well, this weekend,
Fans of Philly
Stadium Series.
Dude, so jacked.
It's finally here.
Bugs Aruni said, it's not bus A, it's bus 1.
Oh.
I said bus A last week. My bad.
Oh, wow.
We're on bus number 1.
Bus number 1.
Cool kids.
Everybody
that's going is cool. So, Baller jumping in the mix.
Oh, yeah.
We got to keep an eye on him. Remember at the Clear Rum Party, we lost him.
Yeah,
we lost him, and I don't know what her name was, but we lost you, Baller.
It happens.
To the best of us, like you said, what would you say?
Carried away.
A long time coming.
A long time coming.
So Baller's coming. We're gonna have a blast. Get on that bus. Whew, I hope I can speak English by the time we get there.
I hope so too.
Well, I'll try to keep it together. It's not that far of a ride.
Yeah, you got to pace yourself.
You got to pace yourself. Take it to tables.
I want to see
lighter
some
fluid. Baller's coming off the top of the bus. He has to. It's his first one.
He's got to.
You got to break him in the right way. Initiation, Baller. Let's do it. And then turn right around on Wednesday. 5-iron.
Whew.
I hope you've been swinging them.
I haven't. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's warming
Well,
up.
the good thing is you
loosening
can't
up.
go too far right or left because
Yeah, right.
there's a screen there. But this is going to be a lot of fun, man. Our buddies from Garage Beer
Yep.
have set this up. Please come join us. Please come join us. It's going to be a blast.
This might be a turning point for my golf game.
I think it will be.
Confidence builder.
Well, definitely, because, I mean, it's pretty hard to miss the screen.
Yeah.
It's about 6 feet in front of you.
So just
Even Debo.
reinforcing.
I think Debo would be good on that.
I think so too.
It's going to be a blast.
I'm looking forward to it.
Me too. Admission is free, Riles.
Yep.
And if you want to sign up, you can go to our link tree, or Instagram, Twitter.
YouTube.
Yes. So get on there, people. We want to see everybody out there. Me and Riles are going to take everyone down. I got a feeling.
Well, I'm going to be sitting on your shoulders, but
Well,
either way, we're
we're doing it. We want to challenge.
We want a challenge.
Let's do it, man. I can't wait. It's going to be so much fun.
5 iron, 630.
Yes. Free admission.
Free admission. I think it's that time.
It is that time. We have a special guest.
Very special guest. Took a lot of work to get him in the studio.
It did. We thank him because he changed his schedule around a little bit for us.
Yep.
Jakub Voracek. We had him on episode 5 so long ago.
Time ago.
But if
My
you
God.
haven't seen it, check it out because it's great. Let's do this.
Jakub Voracek.
Jakey.
Let's go. This episode is brought to you by Garage Beer. Check out their beer-flavored beer. Welcome back. I'm Riley Cote.
And I'm Derek Settlemyre. And this week we have a huge surprise, Riggedy Riles.
Oh, yeah.
Young Matt came into town, and the only reason I knew was from Joe Verano because he sent me a picture, because this guy won't get a hold of me ever, but he needs no introduction. But I will say he played 9 seasons in the black and orange. He was the 7th overall pick in 2007 NHL entry draft. The man played 1,058 games. Did you know that, Riggs?
I did, actually.
He needs no introduction, like I said. Mr. Jakub Voracek.
Yeah.
Jakub, what's up, brother?
Thank you.
Welcome
I
back.
just have to. You did one thing wrong. I played 10 seasons for Flyers.
10 seasons. I apologize. Fix
yeah.
that ball, please. 10 seasons. Sorry.
All
10
good.
seasons, but man, so good to see you, brother.
Good to see you guys. Good to be back home.
We had to
that much.
steal him. We had a few of Jake's friends kidnap a van and throw him in it.
But
The only
we-
thing is he had to drive it.
We started in Boston. We had so much cargo that we had to pick up along the way that we had to use the van. So
Yeah.
I drove.
Well,
I was like in the movie. What was that? A vacation movie? Remember when they driving across the country?
yes,
What's his name? The actor.
Chevy Chase.
Chevy
Chevy
Chase,
Chase.
yeah, right.
Yes.
The Griswolds.
Griswolds. I couldn't find it. I
Clark.
tried to put a fucking gas in that thing. I couldn't figure out how. So I was like him. That was crazy. It was fun. But
That's an RV,
we got some.
Clark.
We had some cargo in Boston. We had some cargo in Philly, and we heading up north to New York in a few hours. So I'm glad I could find the time to stop by.
Well, we're so happy to have you, man. I miss you so much, but let's get right after it. You
Do
got
I
to
look like a fucking idiot with that coat on, or I'm good?
No.
Yeah, right. I look
You
good.
look
I look
good.
good.
Well,
Right,
you look
right. Yeah,
You
all
look
right. I just
fucking
make
good.
it.
You give me the hat like Joey Mullen style right now, man. I like it.
What a legend.
What a legend. But Jake, tell us what's going on here, man. This is unbelievable, but you got to explain it.
So, I joined this company called Tarespa, and about 6-7 months ago, and we actually building exactly the same lookalike stadium models as the stadiums as it is. So we started obviously with my home teams, Flyers, Eagles, Sixers. You know,
Yeah.
I spent here 10 years, and so I'm just glad I can show it all to you, and hopefully when we're gonna decide we move on with the Flyers, and in a deal that it's gonna be available for Flyers fans.
How did it all come about for you? Just buddies or?
Yeah, I know Michael for about, it's gonna be 5 years actually, and I knew they were in this kind of business, but when you play, you don't have time for that kind of stuff.
Right.
So after I retire, we got to talking again, and we agree on the specifics. And what I like about this is that for me, if you get some gift, let's say for 1,000 game, or if you get some gift for whatever reason, like a retirement, whatever, you can actually build your own stadium and you can put your memories in it, right?
Oh yeah.
So it
okay.
play the sound. You can put some songs that you like. You can put, your favorite goal or favorite moment of your career, that goes along with that building. And that's one of the reasons why I jump into that, because, it's nothing like it
Right.
anywhere. So it's, if you don't mind, I might show you.
Yeah, no, for sure, for sure.
So I'll start with the Flyers, right?
Very well done.
When you turn it on. Yeah. So it plays obviously goal song, anthem. I'll go step by step. So.
Any Jake memories?
I think so. I think there's first hat trick. I'm gonna get to that.
Oh,
So
yeah.
this is-
Let's hear it. There's the goal horn.
Right,
Yeah.
Score, or when they score. I'm a member of Arizona Coyotes, so I don't know what I can say. All right. And you have anthem, obviously.
Yeah.
For my liking, I would put Lauren Hart there. God
Yeah.
bless America.
Yeah.
Along with
Amazing.
Kate Smith.
Yep.
And I think so. This is the live commentary of my first hat trick in Pittsburgh. My first and last one. No, that's actually overtime goal.
That's
Sorry.
the overtime goal. Yeah. Your first
That's
year.
the OT goal in Pittsburgh. Yes.
That's right. That's
Amazing.
right.
Yeah. So that's it. And that.
That's awesome.
Yeah, super
Yeah.
neat. Well, very well done.
So
All
Oh, they're
around.
beautiful too. Well,
Yeah.
Ballo will get some good pictures of them. They're unbelievable. What an idea too, especially like you said, Jake, for like a huge event, 1,000th game. Rielly, your one goal.
Why not?
Yeah.
Toss it on there.
Throw it on there. But it's amazing.
Just a different color. It's a Sixers idea, right? So it's in blue. Right.
Those are so sharp,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, but beyond the players themselves, like the fans, right? I mean, how many
Fans, yeah.
fans have like
Like we have four
memories
kind of
etched in
models that
time?
we can make.
Yeah.
Right. Obviously, difference on a pricing range.
Yeah.
The black and gold version, the deluxe version, which is
I
the
really
high
like
end.
that black
Yeah,
goal. I like
super
the way
cool.
that looks.
Yeah. Yeah, and then you get a controller with that, and as a gift for Christmas for little kids,
Yeah.
you have so many ideas with that, and I just like that idea because you can put really your emotions in it,
right? Yeah.
Yes.
and it sticks with you. You have it in
Yes.
your office, you have it in your basement. Yeah, so that's why I'm in the U.S. and
That's awesome.
Amazing.
It's how long does it take to make one of these?
if you get the stadium that you didn't make yet, it takes about a month, 3 weeks
Okay.
to kind of prepare it, everything,
Wow.
and then when you have it done, you can make pretty good numbers of those stadiums in about I would say you can make 500 pieces in 6 weeks.
Oh wow!
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Wow.
that's amazing. And you visited with the Flyers. You've
Flyers, we had Eagles this morning. Actually, they were very happy. Actually, we're doing it also with the glass art as well.
Okay,
so we
yeah.
gave them like the big glass eagle.
Yeah, I saw that. We'll send you show that picture. On
They loved it as well. So it's just something that is connected with the sport,
yeah,
and something that I like to do. I like to stay busy. So
yeah, that's for sure.
yeah.
Very well done.
Yeah,
I love it. I think
it's
this
impressive.
is gonna catch.
All right, we're done.
for sure.
I can go.
Yeah, right.
Well, so are you coaching? Are you still doing that? Assistant coaching?
Well, the deal was a part-time, right?
okay.
So what I said was hour around Prague, and the day before the game days, I was gonna be at the practices. But like I said, I'm here and they're playing, so it's a part-time, right?
Right,
So
right.
they knew, but I didn't have much time for more,
Okay.
and I just try to help, which I think I helped with certain situations. It just. We are in a bad spot right now overall, so it's going to be tough ending of the season.
Well, I wasn't sure if they were calling this morning. You said, I'm stuck in traffic like one of our buddies did before, but you're not even there.
Yeah, right.
Oh yeah, legend.
the legend.
I actually going to meet him in New York.
Oh,
so,
cool.
I can't
Yeah.
wait.
I wondered if you were going to do that. Yeah,
No,
boys,
no.
It's traffic.
I was like,
I'm not making it today.
if the time wise gonna set, I'm gonna be coming. So
Yeah.
I'm here.
That's
with,
awesome.
with my buddies and
Yeah.
and a minivan,
in a minivan.
just
great.
driving across the country over here.
Yeah. So I got to kind of going back a little bit. So you just said your property of Arizona. Now, when that happened, I was thinking, oh boy, this is great for you. You got to go report maybe, and then golf a little bit, just hang out in the sun.
Yeah,
but no, you
I didn't go and I didn't report. But I think everybody kind of know what's the deal there, right? I mean, by now
sure.
it's you know how it is.
Yeah,
and it's just it's. I had some talk with Columbus before the trade, and we decided to move it this way. So I think I didn't want to hold Columbus back in a hope that I might be able to come back.
Right.
Which I would try to come back, but it wasn't a guarantee, and obviously they would be in a tough situation. So I had a great time there after I got traded from here. I really enjoyed it, and it's. I finished my last full season. I finished with 62 points, which for me was still pretty good, and that's life.
Yeah, that sucks. I mean, selfishly, I'd love to see you play some more, but I understand.
You know what? I felt like I had 3-4 more years.
I did too.
But that melon only takes what it takes. So,
right.
You got three kids. You got to be thinking about your future a little bit, and kind of sit back and recollect on what's your future plans at that moment. And I am sure of it that I made the right decision.
Yeah, good. Awesome. Well, I'm glad you're happy with it.
Yeah. You've been feeling pretty good though.
Yeah. Not bad. Listen, my head when I was playing last 4 or 5 years, like only few people around me know that I knew that this how it was gonna end eventually. You know what I mean? Like I already felt it that my head wasn't all right, like at 100% of the times, and so I pushed it as much as I could, and it got to the point where basically I got a little hit, and not even in the head, it just like collide with someone, and I was 2-3 days I was feeling it. So
You knew right
if there was something else, if there was shoulder or knee, you can manage it somehow, right? If you can still play. But I don't think you want to fuck around with the head. Probably.
I hear you. Yeah. So you knew right away, pretty much after the last hit there. There was.
The thing is, there was a high stick. It was a heavy swing, but it was a high stick, right below my nose. So I finished the game. That was my best game of the year. It was game 11 of the season. That was my best game of the year in Finland. I felt strong. I felt good. I was like, okay, here we go. And then after the next morning, I woke up. I was like, oh my god,
this isn't right. Yeah.
Scored on that concussion test like 3 times more than I usually do, like because I was really honest with that, and I was like, all right, well, if this is how it's gonna go, like I gotta step back and kind of think about what the fuck is next. You know?
Yeah. I remember it was funny. It was pretty random. You guys were over there playing, and I get a phone call at Elvis's practice, and I'm like, well, Jake's FaceTiming me right now. So you FaceTiming, I think you were sitting with Elvis Merzlinkin.
Yeah.
And you guys were having dinner, and you called me to tell me you were doing that crazy talk we do.
Yeah.
And to the guy serving you, you're like, yeah, I need a crust for 3 of them. And he's like, what is it called? And you were saying, and I'm like crying, and people around me are like, what does he say? I'm like, you have to know. You have to know. Yeah. But you'd called me about that, and then next thing I know, obviously, like you said, you got hit, and so, but
you know what's the best thing with that? Like if you do it to someone genuinely nice, that actually wants to help you out, and like is so shy to say like what the fuck are you saying? Yeah. But if he doesn't, if you don't know him that well and he doesn't know you, and if you do that to him, he doesn't want to be offensive because he doesn't understand. So if that's they're like panicking every time.
Oh yeah, right.
The best is he brought you something. Yeah. You didn't even really say a real word, but he brought something to the table anyway.
Oh my God.
So I was dying, but I do it to the kids I work with all the time, and they just...
You got to have that laugh.
Our buddy, Kaz, who's in a band and does a lot of our embroidery work, I did it to him one day, and I think I have it on video, and he's looking at me, and he's a real nice guy, and he's like, wait, what? Say it again? Yeah. And so I finally started laughing. He goes... Dude, I thought I was having a stroke, man. I didn't know what you were doing.
That's funny, though.
But going back to Columbus, you said you enjoyed your time there. Before you got traded there, did you have an idea you were going to go back to Columbus? Or was
no, I had no clue. Okay. I had no clue. I was fishing with my nephew, and I was fishing with my nephew, and I didn't have my phone on me. But over the last week of that prior, I was always checking my phone because I knew it was coming, right? I just didn't know where. So That was because it was a draft, right? It was around draft, so shit's going down there, and so I just put it aside for like a couple of hours, and I look at it for like phone calls, messages, like welcome back. Oh my god, like guys that I used to play with, like still from the organization, like people all over the city, right in Columbus. I cannot believe this is happening. You coming back? No fucking way. like crazy, like amount of love from all over.
Yeah.
The fucking rink, ex-players, coaches, like just crazy. And then obviously some hard-won messages from teammates and the people that like great voicemail from Homer I listened to it, made me teared up a little bit, and it was just it was bittersweet, you know what I mean?
Right,
how it is.
sure.
Been somewhere for 10 years and so I just turned the page, went to Columbus and
Like
they were there like, Jakey, you take over. So I was like, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
So I did.
You sure did.
It's great. Yeah, it must have been nice to go back there. I mean, of all places you could go back to somewhere you're from.
Yeah, it was, I knew everything there.
Yeah.
So I know some things changed.
Right.
But I knew Jarmo a little bit, Kekalainen from 2015 All-Star game, because me and G crashed the Columbus Blue Jackets party that night. It was on Thursday night when we got there. And actually we had some... he told me, I was like, do you remember that? Like we charged that party, and he was like, yeah, I remember. With his voice, you were hitting on my wife. I was like, what? So Jarmo told me that. I was like, oh my God. Like, and I remember, we had this conversation at the Rick Nash's jersey retirement party. So we were a couple beers deep, both of us. We had a great time. And so his wife was there too as well, a lovely lady. And so he was telling me the story, and I was already buzzed up a little bit. So I was like, Jarmo, and you still brought me back here. Is there something? Is there something behind that, or what should I expect? He will start crying, laughing, and we had a good laugh about it.
Awesome.
But yeah, so like I said, it's those relationships that you create that stays forever, right?
Yeah.
If you play 1,100 games, 1,300 games, down the road, it's just a career,
Yeah.
But like those memories, that friendship that you make, and like you are remembered as one of the like great teammates that always backed up anyone. That's what I cared for, and that's I feel it right now. Every time I show up somewhere, how am I treated? So
I loved seeing you were at the game the other night, and the crowd gave you a great ovation,
cool.
which you deserve. Obviously, it's funny. Like when I was I had to leave. You and it was a bunch of guys, but you were the main guy that checked on me a lot, and you always looked after me. So
you earned it.
Appreciate that. But man, so leading up to that trade, I can't. It's been a few years, but had you asked, or was it just kind of like, hey, it's just about time, maybe I should move on?
Listen, like me and we had a really complicated relationship, right?
Yeah.
Like I felt like I had a good year. That COVID year when we got stopped, we were buzzing.
Oh boy.
And I had a good playoffs, which he told me as well. And then basically after that he told me I'm not a spring chicken anymore, and then because of my all success is because of Coots, right? That's basically what he said.
Yeah.
I was like, fuck you. Like in my head, right? Like I didn't tell him that. I was like, that's weird.
Yeah.
So we had a tough year after that, right?
Right.
That COVID year, you couldn't go anywhere. You were locked in your house. I lost about 20 pounds that year.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I was here by myself. My family was back home because Marquetta was having a baby. We were having a baby. She was born in February, and they couldn't come over here because of COVID, so I didn't see them until May. So I was kind of homesick and everything. Right. I was losing weight. It was just an annoying year all over. You weren't winning, and still under those circumstances, I look at it like that. I was still leading the team in points.
Right.
So fuck, I'm doing something right. Like don't tell me it's not always fucking my fault. Come on,
exactly.
like fucking.
Yeah, right. No, for sure.
So by March, I think I had to sit down with Chuck, and I was like, listen, I don't think this is going anywhere. To be honest, I think it's time to move on for your side, for my side.
Yeah.
It just AB signed for 5 years, and the nail in the coffin. So I kind of knew I was on the move. So the last game was very emotional, right? We played Jersey at home. I had thoughts all over the place, looking out the locker room. It's your probably last game with them. So it's hard, emotionally fucking hard. And And this guy comes in the locker room and he say, okay, it's some last game for this team like that. So I was on a second line or third line, second line probably with someone, with Hazy and JBR or someone, I can't remember. And Ghost was at the third D pair, and then he started me with G and Kuz just for one shift, and he started Ghost with someone too.
Oh.
So we just look at each other, we're like, all right. Like
Wow,
this is it,
I
but
didn't
like
know
to
that.
like kind of throw it at you like that.
Yeah.
So I was gone that whole game. I was gone. Then I couldn't even say bye to guys after the game because I was flying right away.
Yeah.
So I was like, I gotta get home. I gotta see my daughter. I haven't seen her yet. And
Yeah.
even after I got home, seriously, I'm not kidding. I got home. I done my haircut, whatever. I shaved my beard a little bit.
Yeah.
I do after every season. The people were coming up to me like worrying, like, "Are you sick? Is something wrong
Oh,
with you?"
jeez.
That's how skinny I was.
Yeah.
And then even that, I finished.
Yeah.
I was up in a scoring race on the team, and
Right.
there was always something. I think I was just an easy target for
Yeah.
those people, and I didn't like that very much.
No, and I don't
guess
blame
not,
you.
yeah.
I watched you, and obviously for most of your years here, and you worked your bag off, and you're a leader in the room, on the ice. You played everything like
Just
that.
I think I was a leader, and I always
Yeah.
wanted the best for teammates.
Yeah.
It's just I was never showing off of that. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like there was a camera in the room. I just sat down because I don't
Unless
need
it was mine.
I don't need it to be. I don't need it to be like recorded or like.
Right.
Yeah. Right.
I have my privacy. It's my fucking privacy.
Yeah,
How I
exactly.
act towards the other guys. So
Yeah, for sure.
you know how some guys are.
But
Like
just different type of leadership, right?
Yeah.
I mean, everyone's
so
a little bit different.
there's a camera in the room and they're like, all right, guys, let's
Yeah,
go,
yeah,
let's
yeah,
do it, let's work hard. Like let's do what coach said. Let's fucking do it.
Yeah.
Oh, just sit down, shut the fuck up,
Yeah.
wait for the camera to leave, and they then talk.
Right.
Or coach is coming at 8:30. You got 8:45, 1 o'clock, and some guys in the locker room. All right, boys,
Yeah.
play hard, skate hard, like.
Know they're walking in, right?
And then he shows up.
yeah.
Yeah, perfect time.
Those are the guys that are sitting in the locker room, and then when a coach is saying something, they're like,
Yeah.
like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like those guys.
Of course,
I'm looking
yeah.
around like,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
like process it, get the information, and then do it. Usually those guys that did this, they never fucking done it.
Yeah, right, yeah.
Fuck.
Well, it's funny, Jake, because like I have all these memories come up on my phone and stuff, and we were talking about this before you got here, and we were going to ask you about your overall time in Philly, which I think you really enjoyed, but maybe your favorite year. The more I look back, the 2010 was an unreal year, going to the finals, but 2012 was one of my most.
I think it
favorite
sticks
and
with you because
memorable.
we had Yags on the team.
Yeah.
That was a big. Him coming back. There was
Yeah.
a big
Yeah.
wow moment.
Yeah.
And that series against Pittsburgh. I think those two things playing in your head with that, because it's such a memorable thing that you never forget. That's
Right.
why you have those good memories.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's normal. With me, it's obviously that as well. My first year here, I had a great
Yeah.
time. Fuck overall, and but I think my best hockey. You wouldn't believe it, best hockey on two occasions. I played 2013, 2014.
Yeah.
That was when I look at some highlights, like I was like, fuck yeah. I hurt my back last game of the preseason, and I was playing with a hurt back for first 12, 13 games.
Yeah.
That's when Labby got fired, remember?
Yes.
Chief took
Yeah,
over,
Chief took over, yep.
and G couldn't score the first 17, 18 games.
Yeah.
Then he was in a race for MVP. But after that, after I got my back good, like we just took off.
Yeah.
And that hockey, and we lost in game 7 and
Oh, no,
against
they
Rangers
could've gone-
2-1,
yeah,
right? So
exactly.
So, but like that was my best, and another best hockey that I think I played was until about January of 2016, 2017 after World Cup.
Okay.
That those time spans I remember the most for me as a how I was dominant on the ice.
Yeah.
Like I still remember that.
Yeah. For sure. That's true.
10 years, no coincidence there. I mean, like you can't squeeze 10 years out of a city,
Especially
by
especially in
accident.
Philly,
Yeah,
especially
exactly.
in Philly, they don't give you anything for
No
free,
sh-
which
no
is
shit.
you know what, you want that, you fucking sometimes obviously because you bitch back sometimes, or you fucking get in a fight, whatever.
Yeah.
That's part of it.
Yeah.
But I couldn't be more happy for my 10 years to spend it here in Philly,
sure.
because for me it's my second home, and 10 years is 10 years, and I'm glad I was part of that.
Yeah, no doubt. You mentioned Coots there a little bit. Coots gets named captain of the Flyers.
Yeah, I texted him. That it's a big honor.
Yeah.
To be captain Flyers when you look at all the names in prior.
Sure.
And so I texted that. I'm really happy for him, and I'm happy that I could be part of that for a long time.
Yeah.
And I think he replied, "Thanks. I definitely learned from Jakub Voracek a lot. So it made me happy too.
Yeah, for sure.
Call him the answer.
Yeah.
He got an answer for fucking and everything is all set, and then he has to find something to fucking like talk about or fucking come up with some different idea. I'm like, cool, just shut the fuck up. God damn it, it's this way, you know that. Like but I think like
Reinventing the wheel.
no, but he's a smart guy.
He is. I love Coots.
I think that's the right decision.
No, I agree.
If that was going to Coots or Laos, I think they would be both pretty good choices.
Yeah, that was great for him.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead,
buddy.
Well, I was just going to bring up, you brought up Jarmo there earlier, and he gets released this morning. I don't know if you saw that, yeah. So
he got released?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Well, we're breaking news here for you.
Yeah, so-
Oh, wow, yeah.
I know you're tight with him. I thought you
well, it's, you know what, like, it was about to happen if they are performing the way they are.
Yeah.
At that moment, you know what I mean? I know it's kind of a rebuild, but with signing of Johnny, the expectation went a little bit higher.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then you had that miss up with Babcock there. That fucking hurt him too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But Babsy, did you talk to Kami about that?
Call me, man. That guy. Fuck. He likes him.
He likes him. Loves him.
Oh, my God. Yeah, so that was kind of, the hiccup there. So you knew they had to perform.
Yeah.
Right.
Unfortunately, they couldn't do it. But, he's one of the great guys in the game.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
That guy is 100% like he's a good deal. And, like I said, I had a relationship with him. And unfortunately, they couldn't glue it together there.
Yeah.
But sometimes, sometimes that's how it goes, though.
Yeah.
It's not easy to build a
No, it's not.
championship team, unless you draft fucking
that's
Malkin and Crosby back-to-back
it.
years,
Yeah.
or Kane and Taves in back-to-back years.
Not bad.
Those things helps,
Yeah, it
Oh,
does
yeah.
help for
Yeah.
sure. Oh, that's.
Were you surprised he survived the Babcock? Charade?
Yeah. I'm not that kind of guy that if you do some mistake, even in this capacity, that you should get fired. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sure it wasn't only his decision. That,
Right.
Hey, I'm putting my head on the table. We hiring Babs.
Yeah.
Right.
You know how
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah.
For sure.
So, he was there for a long time as well.
Yeah, he was.
Right.
They had some great years as well. They were going through the rebuild. Unfortunately, they couldn't sign Bobrovsky or Panarin, right?
Yeah.
For some reasons, and then you have to exchange that team. Every organization going to go through it. Pittsburgh going to go through it as well.
Yeah.
That's it.
A big
when
time.
Sid and Gino's going to retire, right?
Yeah. You look at those guys. They're leading them in scoring.
Yeah,
Jake.
look at Chicago, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kaner is gone. Tace is
Pretty much done.
Pretty much done as well. So they doing a it's just how it goes.
It's how- yeah, right,
salary cap
cycles.
era. That's how you have to manage it. And unfortunately, some teams win, some teams don't. That's how it is.
Yeah.
Do you are you able to watch much of the NHL or? Are you...
I'm watching scores. I'm watching
Yeah.
highlights in the morning. I'm watching Columbus and Flyers.
Okay.
Those two teams.
Yeah.
So I know where they are at in the standings. I know how they do, who's scoring, who's doing well,
Yeah.
and etc. So that's about it. But I keep an eye on it.
Yeah.
Just a little bit, not crazy.
What are your thoughts on Flyers and their direction with Danny? and
Absolutely stunned.
Jonesy? Yeah.
Not stunned because it doesn't surprise me that much because the way I know Jonesy and I know Danny B.
Yeah.
I just met Dan Hilford the other night. That's exactly
What they
the
need.
combo what
I
you were
agree.
looking for. That's exactly the
100%.
combo that was there when I got here. From Mr. Snider to Clarkey to Homer.
Right.
All the way down.
Just solid, that grit there. And they have it in them as well. They have that Flyers passion.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, you can't just show up here and first year in your job say, be a Flyer.
Right.
Like, again, we talking about AV. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
you have no fucking idea what does that mean. Be a Flyer.
Right.
Just those cliches for public. So public is like, oh, he's good.
Yeah, right.
I fucking
Optics.
hate those things.
Yeah.
Optics. That's what I was talking about with the guy in the room with the camera.
Yeah,
right.
yeah,
Optics.
exactly.
Right.
Optics, yeah.
No, if you have to feel it, you have to go through it. You have to feel it, and I'm sure that the guys are still on the team from when I play with them. Me, JVR,
Yeah.
Simmer.
Yeah.
We knew what it meant to be a flyer. We always, we knew it.
Yep.
Just unfortunately, we couldn't find a way to win, like I said. But they are on the right path with, hopefully they're going to be able to get that Michkov guy
Yeah.
over here. Not sure how that's going to end up. Hopefully, it's going to work out. But they have a good things going, and for them, it's the best thing that could happen for them to have that kind of leadership, like in the old days.
Yeah, for sure. Well, they got away from that.
It was since Mr. Snider died. Let's be honest. And you could feel it. You could feel it in the locker room. You could feel it outside. You could feel it at the Flyers' wives' carnival.
Oh, totally.
You could feel it at the signings. You could feel it on the away games. You could just sense it. There is something not clicking, right?
Yeah.
So right now you go there and it's a fucking family.
Yeah.
Yes.
100%. That's every player that's been here for a few years. Rielly, for sure too. It's a fucking family, and until you experience that and buy into that, whatever they want to do and they think, you're not going to be part of a family. But if you are part of a family, you're taken care of for life.
Yes,
that's right.
That's the truth, man.
And Torts is the guy, obviously, to kind of recreate the culture within the locker room, right?
Listen, I met him for first time. Actually, I dodged him like a bullet.
Yeah.
I went to Columbus. He went from Columbus. He went to Flyers. I was dodging.
Yeah.
So we actually had a good laugh about it. We talked about 15 minutes. Genuinely nice guy, hard guy, straightforward.
Yeah.
But fuck, Chief was the same way to me.
That's
when
what
I had
you want.
Chief as a coach, he was giving it to me. Can you imagine some of the young guys getting the shit I was getting from Chief when he took over? He was hard.
Yeah.
It's fucking one game after the game. I was like, oh, fuck, this is is it too much? I go to him. I was like, Chief, did I fucking kill your dog or fucking steal your lunch money or something?
Yeah.
He was like, what? He started laughing. He was like, what the fuck are you talking about? I was like, well, fucking, just
lay off.
Just a little bit. I can't have too much, but just lay off. He was like, Jake, I just mean this fucking it's the best thing for you.
Yeah.
I try to push you. I try to give you the fucking best directions. I was like, all right. So there is nothing personal. He was like, "Fuck no."
No, he loves you.
And then just
there you go.
He loves you. It's funny you say that, Jakey. I know you remember. I used to laugh because Lappy, you know how hyper Lappy is. He's an assistant coach at the time, and Jake would come off the ice and he would come right over. And he would start saying something, and Jake, one night, he's like, Jesus Christ, just give me a second. Because he's just out of breath and shit.
Yeah, right, let me breathe.
You are in a D zone for a minute and a half. Your head is spinning. You just you block the shot. You're hurting. You just limping off the ice.
There's a guy up to the left of the bench
First thing I want to see fucking Lappy in my fucking ear. I'm like, Lappy,
make
just
sure
give
you
me
get that puck out, Jakey.
Hey, Jakey, you got to I was like, just give me a sec, man. Come on, please.
And you got the guy that used to sit to the left just chirping. And you used to turn around and say, shut the fuck up. But what happened was, so Jakey's like, give me a second. So then Lappy, it was so great. Jake would come off the ice and Lappy would just stand there. And then all of a sudden Jake would be like, okay. You didn't even have to say anything. You'd be like, okay. And then Lappy would start talking to him. It was so funny.
Respect that.
Oh, it was great.
That's
it was
so
great.
funny.
It used to make me laugh. And we talked about this before when you first came on, was 3 years ago when you were still here. And it used to be almost comical. Sometimes I'd have to put the towel up. The power play was unreal with you and Simmer and G and everything, and you guys would just be going at it.
Oh, yeah.
Not because you didn't like each other, just because, this or that, whatever. And then you go out and score, everybody's hugging, come back, good fucking job.
Yeah, that's the thing. We had high expectations.
Yes,
so we didn't want to level down.
Right.
Because as soon as you do it, you have trouble.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So what happened? First power play, all right, we didn't get in first time. We get in, bad shot, block shot, bad pass, clear, change. So we're sitting on the bench. We're like
losing it.
We're like, fucking, can you believe that fucking guy? Whatever, right? With someone, me and Simmer or me and G or whatever, or Dam against me. What the fuck is he doing? Is he in there? Fucking, is he mentally in the game? For fuck's. So we go out for a second power play, all right? So that was a little better, but no goal, no result, no pressure, nothing. We come off the ice, we just start fucking snapping it. full on fucking brawl almost on the bench. Like me, G, Simmer just going at it always. Fucking, why don't you go stand in front of the fucking net? Hey, yeah, I'll go there. You want to go run the half? All right, go ahead. Like shit like that. So then we went on the third power play.
It scored.
We scored.
Yeah.
We got to the locker room. We just started crying. Laughing about it. You know,
it was great.
or after having a beer in the pool.
Yeah, right.
You just fucking like thinking about those, and like I said, those are the memories.
Those
that stick.
Yeah, right.
They are.
Remember those?
Yeah, for sure, man.
You gotta appreciate those competitive moments. I don't think many fans understand like how bad you guys want it. You know, they're like fucking yelling, shoot the puck, and all this other stuff, and you guys are like actually building strategy around how to getting proper shots.
Yeah,
in.
exactly.
Like,
especially on that
time.
power play, it's about the sync sometimes,
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah.
you feel when some guy isn't there, let's say mentally, whatever.
Right.
Like when you tell him, "Hey, listen, we're gonna do this," and then he's there one step, like half a second later.
Right.
Then you need him to. You're like, "Hey, sharp it up here." You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like fucking, we said something, let's fucking do it. And we got to the point where whatever we said on the bench, it could take 10 seconds to just explain. Everybody knew what their role was.
Yeah.
That's
Right.
what you want from your power play. You just say, we're going to do this. We practice it, we're going to do this. And you know about that timing. And when that started clicking, you just do whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah, right.
That was before that stoppage. What we did with that power play, when you look at the last 10 games before the COVID hit,
Yeah.
what we did on the power plays, it was outrageous. We were
Yeah.
just fucking, that was crazy.
Well, you're the hottest team in the league. I mean,
Yes.
that even going into the bubble after that break, you rolled right through the first 3 games. Like
Because we played hockey.
Yeah,
We played hockey. Then for some reason, we just changed the strategy of how we played. And, instead of beating Canadians 4-0 or let's say 4-1 when one game slipped away.
Right.
You play 6 hard games against them for no reason.
Yeah.
And then
and you know it's going to be hard playing the Islanders.
that's exactly. And then we took them to the game 7 with that brand. And I hit the post in the game 7 and first shift of the game, I think. And you know how it is. Then you start thinking a little bit that the fucking thoughts start creeping in your head. You're like, okay, fuck. Is this how it's gonna go then tonight? And then they score 1, they score 2, and
it's funny you talk about shoot. Did you see JVR's response on our post?
Yeah, I did. Yeah,
Is Jake yelling shoot on the power play? I was crying when I read.
JVR's got such a good sense of humor.
Yes,
man.
he does.
He's that dry, dark humor. Man.
Yeah.
Just let it out there and just. You don't get it right away, maybe, and then it hits you like you fucking idiot.
As soon as I think Baller sent it to me. I don't know where I was, but I didn't. They do the all our social media, so I didn't see it. So he sent me a screenshot and circled JVR, and I'm like, oh my god, that's great. But I was telling the story the other day. I don't know if you remember, we went back to Columbus, and obviously you've been with us for a while. This was like one of my. It may have been my last year, or next to last year, but for some reason there's this guy sitting to the left of the bench, and he's got his beautiful little daughter with her. She's about 10, wearing a Jake jersey. And this guy's relentless. And for him to not say anything for 2 periods when a guy's like he kept going, Voracek, you traitor, you traitor. And I'm like, looking at him.
And his daughter was wearing the jersey?
Yeah, and she's like, I felt so bad for her because she loved Jake. Like, you could tell Jake was her favorite player, right? And finally, Jake had it off after 2 periods. He turns around and goes, you guys fucking traded me. What the fuck are you talking about? You traded me. How am I a traitor?
Shut the
He's like, and then he goes, I'm sorry, sweetheart. He said,
your dad is a fucking idiot.
He said, your dad's a fucking idiot. Oh God, did I laugh?
Man.
But I was holding back because of her.
You were so good because of her.
And then I just
let her by.
He wouldn't stop. It was unbelievable. Oh man.
Fucking Columbus, man. That was so. So I end up having one of the longer nights in Columbus. Night before it happens about twice a year, 3 times a year. For the old school guys, you guys know what I'm talking about, right? It doesn't happen very often anymore. But I had a longer night in Columbus. So for the game, we actually won it in OT. I think, thank God. But
because we came in from Pitt.
Something.
We played back to back,
so I'm on the bench. The play is in our D zone on the left side in the third period. And Lapi yells, right, like something covered on the right side. So I'm sitting on the bench. So I jumped over. We got on the puck. I'm going for a breakaway. They blew the whistle, too many men. So I was like, fuck.
But I don't know if I told you this. He turned and looked at me. He goes, "What the fuck happened?" And I'm like, "What?" 'Cause the funny part about it, I would have never said that, but you brought it up. So we're at his buddy's bar in Columbus, right?
Yeah.
Everything's fine, but we got an early start because we played early, went to dinner. So I had met your friend at the World Cup.
Yeah.
In 2016. 16. So I would always go to that place because it's a fun place. So I see Jakey, and it's like fairly early, 11:30, 12 for most guys.
Yeah.
I mean, like, that's an early bedtime. You know that. So he's like, "Nasty Bear, I'll see you tomorrow." I'm like, okay. So I hang out. I don't see him, right? So they have this cool little spot where you just go through a door and there's another bar, but they only invite like some people because you can't be open late.
Right.
So I'm in there and I'm like talking to some people, hanging out, and I fucking swear I hear something. And I think, this sounds like fucking Jakey. I look over. He's fucking into the bar. I'm like, "What are you doing?" He goes, fucking, he wouldn't let me fucking go. I'm like, "Oh no." We didn't have a morning skate.
Yeah,
so you were able to
so
sleep
that's
in.
green light.
But it was just weird
It
timing.
happens.
With that, too many men on the ice, it was just weird timing.
It was bad time.
Everybody you should see the players, like they stopped, they having a fight. I was like, what? What's going on? I was
Break
like, fucking,
away.
I'm open. Fuck, why he doesn't want to give it to me? Too many men, I was like, around. We kill it.
Hey, you said right. You said
I was like, fuck you, Lappy. Shut the fuck up.
Trying to blame Lappy. Oh, that was great, man. I know. I miss
times.
those days. And you dancing, and I always tell, "What? Jake's so strong. Like, what's he do?" I said, "He does about 10 jumps with a thing and then sings.
Yeah, I was
And play a little soccer."
Yeah, a little bit soccer, just fucking
Those are my
couple
favorite
deadlifts
videos.
and then the all-out fucking brews or some old 80s rock or something.
Yeah.
And, just
I
tape
love
the
it.
steak, like use a little guitar. and,
Guitar, yeah.
Sorry, yeah.
just mentally getting ready for the game because
Yeah.
it's a battle, right? You go into the 2.5 hour battle with your mind.
Yeah.
That's
And I
it.
think what the people or some players forget still, like because they are so hard on themselves
Yeah.
that it's hard to do it night in and night out.
Yeah.
You're playing fucking 15, 16 games a month in March. Like you have to just like reconnect or disconnect from
Disconnect, right?
from
To reconnect.
what's gonna come, right? And then it comes, and then you have your free mind to do
Yeah.
stuff on the ice, to think about the game, think about the situation. But if you're always in stress and always like, I have to this, it's not the right way. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Expand on that because I'm fascinated with like the mindfulness and the mindset
Yeah.
piece of this. Like, because a lot of young kids, to your point, they're their own worst enemy. Not even just kids, but we all become our own worst enemies. So
Yes.
like, part of what you're saying is like you're staying loose and disconnecting from thinking about the creative game.
I
of
believe
hockey.
myself so much that I knew even if I was struggling, when I was struggling, I was hit the heart. And you thinking about it sometimes, you can just get rid of it.
Yeah.
But I always knew that it was gonna turn. No matter how bad I played or no matter how much I struggled, I knew eventually I was gonna be back to myself.
Yeah.
Right.
So I was always, that helped me be loose because I always knew every single year
Yeah.
it's that happened. So it's really important to have that mind. That's why I'm not a big fan of people skating so much over the summer.
Right.
Because you gotta disconnect from that. It's such a big part of your life from let's say August, mid-August, from my standpoint, until May, June, whatever. That's your mindset, right? So you have to disconnect. If you don't do it, it just wears you down like mentally, and then you are, then you need pills to sleep, and then you need somebody to
Stimulants to
talk
get
to,
jacked up
and
and all this
and just everything just started like be harder and harder, and it doesn't have to be. You always have to enjoy those little things around. Like the locker room, the guys, the family, flyers, the dinners on the road, have a good laughs, have a good stories, play hard, work hard together, and everything. When you combine it, that's how you can have a long and successful careers, in my opinion.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, you gotta have fun with it, right? It is a
You
game.
have to.
and-
You have
and
to.
You gotta
You
get
have
out of your head because
You
I
have
think
to.
if you're in
You
it,
play hockey for memories.
that's it.
You play hockey to win, 100%. You want to win. Every time you step on the ice, if you program like that, you want to win, no matter what game, preseason, playoffs, regular, whatever it is. You want to win the game. But along that way, you got to create those memories and those friendships because that's what's going to last.
That's it.
Your hockey career is done.
Yeah.
You can fucking hang your skates up on a rooftop somewhere and be done. But those
Yeah.
memories when you come somewhere, that's what counts.
Yeah. And I think too, like to your point, is like enjoying the little things that aren't the game. Like it's enjoying the pregame, right? It's like it's not being so tight and stiff where you're not enjoying the experience of that part of it.
Exactly,
right?
exactly. It's like I said. I know everybody's different and everybody different approach to things. That's the way it is. You know, because I haven't stretched. I'm not saying the other guys couldn't stretch. I'm just saying if you stretch too much, you are more versatile to get hurt.
Yeah.
That's what I used to say to him. You ever try stretching it? I'll get fucking hurt, Nasty. He liked his legs tight, eh? Like, because you felt like you were stronger.
Like that's why I was so strong. But I stretched one summer. I stretched. I was like, all right, everybody's stretching. I'm gonna start stretching. You know, I'm getting older. We'll see. I fucking got on the ice in training camp. My strides were off. Like I was falling down in battles. I never fall down when I was.
Right.
I never fell down. I always.
You weren't Voracek down.
No, I was fucking like the other guy, eh? Fuck. And so that's how I liked it. And I never pulled anything. I never missed a game with anything that pulled. Never.
Yeah, that's true.
You're a specimen.
Crazy. The fucking Brad Larson, the ex-coach of Columbus, I got knee on knee by Foligno. The first year in Columbus back.
Yeah.
Like I was coming full speed, 5-on-6. Just going through the middle, just cut through the middle, and he just sticks his legs out and full speed and stopped me on a dime. He got me in a Charlie horse. I thought my leg just fucking shattered like into the million pieces. Oh. Yeah, and then so that was really painful. Fucking, I played the next day.
Come on.
Yeah, I played the next game. Like it was like, and they asked him, he was like, how is that possible that Jake is like ready to go? Nothing happens, and he was like, I don't know, because he doesn't stretch. I don't know, he doesn't stretch. He likes his beers after the game, and you know he's a unicorn. I've never seen anything like that in my life.
It's a unicorn.
That's what he said in the press conference.
Oh my god, that's great. Oh man,
that's how I had it, and you know, like I said, everybody's different.
That's great.
That is wild. Talk about your former teammate Wayne Simmons. I mean, you talked about him earlier, but he's kind of on the cusp of maybe retiring.
No, I think he announced it.
Well, he said I'm done, but I haven't officially retired.
Yeah, because he still has a contract, right?
Oh,
okay. Right. So he's done, but
I think he's still under contract.
Oh, so. I see. Okay.
Yes.
Well, that makes sense.
He was supposed to come to town a couple of weeks ago.
For the alumni.
Yeah. And they couldn't get coverage.
He asked me if I'm coming. I was like, fuck, I don't even know where my gear is.
Yeah. Could have got you some gear.
And one day I'll come here for a game.
Could use some speed out there.
Yeah, so just ultimate word. I think he missed that contract like about year and a half maybe.
Yeah.
He was a little bit off there. You know, and he got to the point when I think he was breaking down a little bit, obviously, with the way he played.
Oh,
right?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah.
So he started like a little slowing down. And I think if he signed just before that,
right,
still pretty good long term, whatever, he would still get it. But he waited because he thought it was just some kind of struggle or something, and then it just kept going. That's normal, right?
Yeah.
It just happens. And so unfortunately, like, he had a great career though. When you think about that. He could have made more money. He could have made, I would say, if he signed a little bit early, he could have made about $5 million more.
Yeah.
In my opinion. But like I said, so, you know, he's not the first guy that did that or missed that, right? So it's, I think he's comfortable. He's got 3 kids. He's one of my best friends.
Yeah, he's a great man.
We were roommates. He's
great man.
He's up there.
Yeah, for sure.
Agreed.
Warrior.
He'll be just fine.
Yeah.
In his next chapter of his life.
Yeah, he's really smart too.
Yeah.
He's a good dude.
Yeah.
He exactly knows what I'm talking about when I say family and everything.
Yeah.
He's like me and him, we were like this. So I'm glad I could be part of that.
Yeah.
Have you heard from Raffle? Heard from Rafi?
He plays in Lausanne.
Yeah, I know. I
used to have a stake on that team. Like,
no way. I didn't know that. Okay.
Percentage with Peter for a little bit until he got canned. So he's not part. We are not part of it anymore. But Peter brought him to Lausanne.
He did. Okay.
Yeah, and he's a captain, I think.
Is he really?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
He's one of those guys.
That's
too.
a funny motherfucker. Boy. God almighty, man.
Good old Rafi.
Man, when you and him sat beside each other in lots, if you could just hear these 3 going at it, God, I used to laugh.
The things that fucking came out of his mouth. Sometimes, you like looking at him. You're like, And he's smart. He meant it as a joke to
Yeah.
like kind of make you think whatever. But you're like looking at him like, fucking really? Like, are you that serious with that?
Oh, was he funny, man? Wow,
Yeah.
great guy. Good memories, like you said, man. Those are some of my favorite years, for sure.
Exactly.
For sure. Well, buddy, we wish you all the luck. This is amazing. We're
I
gonna
appreciate
get
it, guys.
Good,
Thank you.
get some good video and stills of this, man. This should blow up. I hope it does for you because it's awesome.
Appreciate that. Thank you very much.
And we appreciate the studio audience too. The
Oh
boys
yeah,
coming in.
the boys come
It's
in.
awesome, man. That's great. You gotta come join us, fans of Philly. Swing by for one quick one.
Fucking one quick one.
Yeah.
It depends how many deep I'm going to be by that time. guys.
Well, if you got that van, you'll be okay.
Right?
that
You
van.
can just fucking get in the back. And just,
That's awesome, buddy. We appreciate you. Thanks for taking the time, buddy.
all right.
been
Thank you.
amazing.
Thank you for having me, guys. Always
Yeah.
pleasure. And next time I'll see you, we'll do it again.
Big thank you to our friend Jake Voracek
Could
for
talk
hopping
to him
on.
all day.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my God.
I get a
this guy.
3.0 setup ready.
I know. Well, maybe in 3 years.
Yeah, right.
He'll be back. But with these models of the stadiums, they're amazing, man. Like, I think they're going to do well with that.
I think so too. Yeah, it's a unique piece of memorabilia
Yeah.
that I have never seen anywhere else.
Like he said, I didn't think of it until he said it. Obviously, they've thought about it, but what a great gift for like a 500 game, 1,000th game, anything like that. Like it's really, really cool.
Yeah, I think he's do well.
Yeah,
Nice
for
to see
sure.
him back in the area.
Yes, it's good to see him the other night at the game and the crowd.
Yeah, that was
and
fun.
he did the old heart sign. I should have got on him for that though.
Oh yeah.
That's kind of, but it was great. It was
Yeah.
great to see him. Appreciate it.
Appreciate his energy and
Yes.
his enthusiasm and just his, I guess you say looseness, silliness. You know,
Yeah.
he's a goofy, fun, awesome guy.
He is one of the best people to have around if you're going out, going to a party, anything, wedding. The guy thinks he can sing. We brought it up before.
Yeah.
He's absolutely horrendous singer.
He's
But-
got confidence.
But
He's
he's
got
confident,
stage presence.
and he can dance.
Oh, yeah.
His ankles look like they're breaking,
Yeah.
but he's actually amazing when he dances. So,
Oh man.
love him, man. Just a great guy. He's always treated me like gold. and
Yeah.
really looked after me while
Yeah.
he was here. So love
Yeah.
that guy so much.
Yeah, great to see him
Yep.
making some time for us, Nast.
Yes, he did.
In
That
his
was
really
nice of him.
jam schedule.
And his buddies probably didn't understand a word we were saying. Actually, I think they did, but probably not as well as him.
Yeah,
But I appreciate them taking the time in their big van
no
that
doubt.
they got from Joey Verano.
Yeah,
So I think it's probably that time, Riggs.
it is that time.
You
Nast.
do? You think it is?
Well, I know. it
For
is.
what?
For clear questions.
Oh, it's brought to you by clearrum.com.
Oh,
Go to
yeah.
clearrum.com/shop. Get 35% off. Use code NASTY2023. PA residents only.
That's right.
Get on it.
I know you have.
Oh, I have a lot. I'm out again.
Yeah, it's pretty bare around
Hey.
here.
When it's that good, it's that good.
That's right.
They know what they're doing.
All right, we're ready.
All right, boys. Starting us off here, we got Pete Stink
Ooh, stinky.
over on Twitter. He asked, is Lawton going to get moved? And if so, is the first round pick in return an exaggeration?
Great question.
It is a great question. Rouse, I think, in my opinion, so many people do want him that I don't think that's an exaggeration.
I agree. Yeah, he's a sought after guy going into playoffs, and I mean he's a depth guy. He can
Yep.
play in essentially
You can
any
kinda
position.
plug him
You
in,
Move him up,
exactly.
move him down. He's satisfied where he's at. He's
Yep.
a good leader. He's consistent. You know what you're gonna get from him. He competes. So naturally, when you talk about depth going into the playoffs, competing for a Stanley Cup, he's the ideal guy. So
yeah.
I mean, I love Lots. I would hate to see him to go.
Selfishly,
Yeah,
yeah.
I know.
I don't want to see him go.
But I mean, at this point of the game, I mean, I wouldn't be shocked if he's gone. I don't know what they're going to get in return, but yeah, if the demand is that high,
yeah.
first rounder might be not that far off.
That's what I think, just because, like you said, the demand, and Baller brought that up earlier, but when you got that many teams that want him, probably someone's going to throw a first-round
That's
pick
it.
in there. But I selfishly don't want him to go anywhere,
No,
just
hell no.
because of the year they're having. But I know it's a business, and like we talked about, Torts had said couple weeks ago. Like, you can't fall in love, but it's hard not to fall in love with a guy like him.
I know.
So yeah, that's a great question. I don't think it's an exaggeration. That's just my opinion.
Good question.
Over on Instagram, we got Greg Bond. Will there ever be another dynasty in the NHL?
I think so. Like, why the hell not, right?
Some point.
Yeah, at some point. You have to
hard.
It's so hard. You just have to hammer your first picks back-to-back years, and those guys, become elite, and then you build around them. And I don't see why not. It's happened how many times the last, I guess, 10 years, 15 years. I mean, between the Penguins, the Blackhawks, the LA Kings.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, those teams drafted well and built obviously their core around those 2 or 3 franchise guys. So you just got to hammer those picks. I mean, Chicago, if they hammer another pick or two,
with Bedsy.
you build around Bedsy and get some pieces there. But you need that pillar in place.
Right.
You need 2 of them. You need a Batman and Robin. None of those teams have won, but just a Batman.
No.
I don't think it's too far off, but you got to draft well.
Yeah, you have
hammer
to.
those picks.
Sometimes it comes down to, we've said it before, you could get a 3rd round pick that ends up being a franchise guy. Yeah. You just don't know. But I think there will be at some point.
Yeah, I mean, and if it didn't mention Tampa, Tampa. Really, how did I forget them? The most recent one.
Yeah,
and they very well could have been that. To me, going back to even when I was coaching the Phantoms, they were kind of building that dynasty way back when John Cooper was the head coach of the Norfolk Admirals.
Yes.
Yes. It was cultivated within the drafting, and they just kept drafting and nailing the picks. These guys all came players, and they all became huge parts of the team. And you think of the success that team's had.
Yeah.
How many years has that been now?
It's crazy.
I don't see. Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's definitely possible. It just takes time to build that dynasty.
We got one more. Matt Stern over on IG.
Sternsy.
Would you ever consider recording a podcast in front of a live audience?
Well, glad you asked.
We would love to do that.
We'd love to. We talk about this all the time. We've had some opportunities, and some of them haven't really panned out, but we want to do it right.
Yes.
And
we do it. We want to do it right.
We want to do it right.
Yeah.
So absolutely, we've explored it. We've talked about it. I think it's just a matter of time.
Yeah. I do too.
It will happen.
It will happen.
Right circumstances, right opportunities. It will happen. So
yes, for sure.
Great question. That's a wrap.
That's it.
Clear questions in the books. Can you believe it?
Jeez. Another one.
Another one. What are you gonna do?
What are you gonna do? It's a long time coming.
You have to pack her in for the week.
Hey, pack her in.
Rest till next week.
Yep, and get ready for. You better rest. I don't want any excuses. I don't want to see you snoozing on the bus.
No snoozing
on the way,
dude. I am ready.
And I've been ready. Flow state.
You better believe it.
We gotta get Ballard in flow state.
Oh, yeah.
Keep those garage beers out of his hand until we get there.
Yeah.
Because I want this guy to be able to get this shit on fucking video.
We gotta hammer this one home.
Yeah, we will. It's gonna be awesome.
Looking forward to it.
Yes.
Be sure to subscribe, like, comment, ask us some questions. Hopefully we'll see you on Saturday at the Stadium Series, fans of Philly.
And then on Wednesday. At 5 Iron. Until next week for episode 148. Stay safe, knuckleheads. See ya.